Well, hey, y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan. I'm your hostess, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. We have a lot on our agenda, and I want to get started by saying that in order to join the panel, you must be a recognized channel here, and the spammers will receive the boot. On top of that, we had someone turn our live last weekend saying there was a copyright claim, and I want to specify that the issue has been resolved because all the music was public domain, but our channel only will use public domain, copyright free music and music that has been approved by the producer of the music. We do not use anything else on our channel. So with that said, we're going to get started, and I'm going to get to welcoming everyone in. The first one I want to welcome in is Jamie's Country Living. I'm going to write your name down, so y'all going to see me bobbing my head up and down. And Deanna Grooms. Welcome in, my friends. I'm so glad that you're here. Bad Stang, I'm so glad that you're here. Papa's Kitchen, welcome in. Welcome in. I think I've gotten everybody's name down so far that has come through our chat. I am so glad that you're here. And I hope that y'all will do me a favor and share this out and give us a thumbs up so that we'll get recognized on that algorithm. Hey, Mary Love Country Living, welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. Mary Love is from Oklahoma, everyone. And she is a new to me channel. I'm getting to know her a little bit through watching some of the videos. So I'm going to be sharing some more information later on. We are going to do channel shout outs, and I do hold the right and the responsibility for my channel. So I want to tell everybody that if your name is not mentioned this week, don't be disheartened. I try to get around to everybody. Hey, Dan, Handicapped Traveler, welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. And I got to stop twisting my pen. I'm keep putting the thing down. Mary Love hit 500 today. Whoop, whoop. We're so happy for you. That is an awesome, awesome goal to reach, and you're halfway to that 1K. So we're going to keep pushing you along, honey. Make sure that y'all are dropping your links, and the way you drop your link in my live is you type in the word Hillbilly. Give Nightbot a moment to drop that link, then somebody else can type in the word Hillbilly. Littlefoot Ranch is in the house. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm enjoying Littlefoot Ranch's videos. I've been watching some of those videos, and I am super excited about all the channels that are coming through our live. I hope that we can hit at least 50 today with a thumbs up. So y'all, please push this live out in your community page or on your social media if you would. Okay. Littlefoot Ranch's name, I guess you're talking about Littlefoot Ranch, Rebecca. Okay, great. So excited, y'all. So excited. We're going to have a full program today. I am going to be talking about heart health and bad cholesterol because I went to my doctor and I got my blood work back and everything was good, but that cholesterol, it's been a burr in my side for years, and I'm trying to figure it out. The doctors are trying to figure it out, and I'm beginning to think the cholesterol is linked to the fast clotting disorder I have with blood clots. So, okay. Thank you, Jamie. I'm really excited, y'all. There's so many things that we can do for our health. And I'm going to be talking about that a little bit. I pulled out 3 of my health books that I go to, my go-to books when I have a health issue that I don't know how to address. And you're going to see those books, and I'm going to tell you more about that also. So without further ado, we're going to get into the ones that need watch hours. And my list is growing, y'all. But I have gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've gone through 5 of these channels already myself. And I will not ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. So you're going to find this out. The first one is Missy's channel. Missy has a beautiful Bible audio on there where she's reading the Bible out loud. She does artwork, and she does crochet, and she does giveaways and games. A lot of activity on her channel. She raises standard poodles. So y'all go over and check out Missy's channel. Hey, Teresa at Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. I'm so glad that you're here. Get your name on my list. And I am still going through last week's list of videos on my watch later. So y'all give me a little time to get caught up. Yeah, Papa, it feels like snow outside here, and I'm in West Tennessee, and I went down to the post office to pick up a package, and it just felt like snow. And the post lady said that they actually had snow flurries this morning. So who knows what we're going to get. Our temperature is still in the 40s, so I don't know if it's going to drop rapidly or what, but we're expecting 30s tomorrow. Make sure I haven't missed anybody in chat. The next channel is Vision Preparedness, and everybody knows Mr. Trent. He recently celebrated reaching his 1K, and he has an awesome channel, y'all. It's all about being prepared and the things that you need to be purchasing and stockpiling. So you need to check out Vision Preparedness and go get those watch hours for him. He is so appreciative of anybody that will watch his channel to get those watch hours. Wolf Spirit Productions. They are truck drivers, and they travel the country, and they do a lot of lives while they're out traveling. So you get to see a lot of the country that you normally would not see. And they recently made their 1K, and they are behind on watch hours also. So y'all go by and check out their channel. If you can watch any one of these lists this week would be great. If you've watched it already, check it off your list. But the next one I have on here is Bad Stang. Now this is Bad Stang is Badass 93 Stang. And he does everything to do with cars. He rebuilds cars. You're going to see all kinds of things. And you're going to just absolutely love seeing his channel. He's got a lovely Southern accent, a little bit of a Cajun accent, I call it. But he's got a lovely, as my old boss used to say, a felonious obrigado. He has a great voice. And so I think you're going to like listening to him. Jerry with Carpenter Self-Reliance. He is a homesteader, and they raise cattle and everything. Pigs. He's doing pig stalls, and he can teach you just about anything you need with homesteading. He rides the big equipment. He does all kinds of things around his homestead. And he is a great guy, very appreciative also of anybody that will watch his channel. And y'all, yes, he likes Mustangs. Yeah, everything is that Bad Stang does is around old cars. Yeah, I agree, Teresa. With what's coming, we need to go back to cars that doesn't have much electronic anything. Yes, I agree 100%. I am currently watching Corner Clubhouse Cobalt and getting to know this channel, and I really can't tell you too much about it yet because I've only seen one live and started watching the second live. They only have one playlist. There's 70 videos in it, and they recently reached their 1K, and they need the watch hour. So if y'all can go and watch some of these channels, it would be great. The next two I'm going to list are two channels that I watch, but I haven't been able to do their playlist yet. So I want to get these out here also because they recently reached their 1K also. Inquisitive Farm Wife, and y'all, it's all about homesteading, canning, prepping your foods, food pantries, stuff like that. Great channel. And Woman Outdoors, LB. We love Miss LB. She is very outdoorsy. She goes on camping trips. Excuse me. Nose is itchy. She does product reviews for camping. Just a really all-around great lady, and she is a wonderful friend to any channel that friends her. So y'all need to get out there and check out these channels also. And they will be, they're on my to-do list for the playlist for the watch hour. So y'all need to get there. Nicole Smith, gardening, is 19 away from 1,000 and needs help with watch hours. Well, she's got to come to my channel and be on my lives for me to really get her name out there. But I'm going to write her name down on my paper, and I'm going to try to go by and check out her channel. And it's Nicole Smith Gardening. Yeah, LB is great. Agreed. She is a wonderful lady. We had one channel that came through last week's live, and it's BMC, the formula, and they hit 2,000 friends, y'all, and it's just wonderful when we hit any kind of a goal. So I want to give them a shout out because they're new to me, but I think it's awesome that they have reached that, and maybe they'll come up on my panel sometime and tell us about their journey to the 2K. We all want to know what's going to be coming next. Two other channels that we're very familiar with. Yeah, my nose is itchy. I was outside for a little bit. That might be what's causing it. But C&C Farm hit their 1K. And the Bud Files hit their 1K. So that's a whoop, whoop. We're so excited for them. So I'm going to try to get with them and find out how they are on watch hours. And we will be checking those out. Hey, Urban Garden Chronicles, welcome in. I do love all these channels. And Teresa said, was blessed to hit your 4K Monday. Woohoo! Teresa, you need to come up and talk to us a little bit about reaching 4K and what it took to get there. Pick a week that you're available and come on up. You don't have to be beautiful and presentable. We don't care what you look like. We just want to hear what you have to say. Okay, now we're going to get down to the channels that need new friends. And I have quite a list, y'all. And my list got really long this week. I was surprised. But, of course, we have Jamie's Country Living. She was at 634 this morning. We want to see her at 700 very soon and on her way to 1K. Papa's Kitchen is at 280. And y'all, if you haven't seen Papa's Kitchen or Jamie's Country Living, you're really missing out on some good content. Both of these channels have cooking on them. They're great channels. Littlefoot Ranch. And Littlefoot Ranch is new to me, but y'all, I am quickly falling in love with Littlefoot Ranch. And they're at 258 friends, and we want to see them growing. AR Guns 1776 is one of my moderators, and of course, you know, it's all about weapons and taking care of your weapons and your ammunition and everything. So that's what he does on his channel. He also has some great lives. He's at 294 friends, y'all. We can push these channels up to 300 or further. Thank you, Littlefoot Ranch. I'm so glad that we have connected. That really makes me happy. Good Times with Jen and Steve. It was at 699 friends this morning. And y'all, we can push them well over the 700 mark and towards that 800 mark. I just know we can. Another great channel. They have children. They have animals. They do animal husbandry. You're going to see all kinds of good content on there. And I would love to find more opportunities to watch their channel. And Teresa says, I would love to come up on panel. We'll schedule to make sure to be at my family house to be on a laptop. Okay, that will be wonderful, Teresa. You can reach out to me in my email. It's the hillbillychickenranch@gmail.com. That would be awesome. I would love anybody that wants to come up on panel today to come up, but I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit. Alfonso Simmental is legally blind, and he does all kinds of music, and he plays by ear. And if you've been on my previous lives, you know how good he plays. He is amazing. And he is at 317 friends, and I would really like to see this young man pushed on up to 500. Hey, Carlene Vassar, appreciate you being here. You can't stay long, but you just wanted to pop in and say hello. Well, we appreciate any time that you can give us. So thank you very much for doing that, and I hope everything is weather-wise down in Florida is good. Yes, Teresa, I can't stress it enough how important good content is. And sometimes I wonder about my content. And, you know, if y'all don't want to put it in the discussion box below my videos, you can always email me and say, hey, Susan, you need to work on this area, because I love to hear get feedback on how I'm doing, because I know that some of my videos are not up to par. Okay, Handicapped Traveler, Mr. Dan and Mrs. Traveler go to different places and visit. And I saw one about castles the other day in Ohio, and it was a great, great video, y'all. I'm getting to know Dan and his wife a little better, and I really appreciate Dan and his wife, because Dan is handy capable. Dan and his wife have 359 friends, and we can easily push them up to 500, I do believe. So I just appreciate everybody that can go check out any and all of these channels. Warm Strong Adventures is another travel channel. They go all kinds of places, and I really enjoy watching them go places, because I can't go places, because my vacations are in my backyard, because we have chickens and ducks and turkeys. So they are at 622 friends, and I would love to see them being pushed to 700 or even beyond that. I know that they can. So we're going to trust that they will get that that number, and that y'all will go check out their great, great content. JJ's Little Show in Oklahoma is a new to me channel. And I'm not exactly sure of their content. It looked like some magic, magic tricks, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that kind of content, you might want to go check them out. It should be very entertaining, and you can see different magic tricks. They have 18 friends, and we can push them to 50, 75 to 100 or more. But I think they're worth putting down on my list because they're a new channel, brand new. You can get in on the ground floor and get to know these channels. And Jamie's got a bread making video coming out this evening, y'all, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. And Littlefoot says, same here, Susan, with all the chickens, ducks, horses, and dogs, we don't travel either. Yep. Well, don't be nervous about that, Jamie, because, you know, we are all living and learning, and we're living and learning together. Mary Love says, need advice on what giveaway wheel spinner thing y'all use to pick names on giveaways. There's one that goes with StreamYard if you're going to use StreamYard. And I'm not the person to tell you all the ins and outs because I've only used it, I think, one time. But I use the YouTube random comment picker is the one I use. YouTube random comment picker. And I've actually got it attached to my webpage up top so that I can find it easily. Jamie said no, and feel free to laugh. Yeah, we can laugh at our mistakes too. So, you know, that would make you a good little short if you wanted to put in your blooper, if you want to do a short. Okay, we stopped at JJ's little show in Oklahoma. Candy Dudette, Watson, please send goats. This lady is just about at every single live that I do. She supports my channel, and I know I've seen her on other channels. She's very, very supportive. She has 105 friends, y'all. If she shows up, go to her page, watch that video, do all you got to do, like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a meaningful comment. Sweet, sweet lady. I love watching her. She's putting out some great videos. She's a little slow putting out some videos, but she's going to get there. Hey, Jerry Rigsit, I appreciate you coming in. And I'm fixing to do a shout out on you in just a moment, Jerry. Anyone wants some snow, slightly used, free? Nope, don't want it. Okay, the next channel is Carolina Kind Family Homestead. Great channel. They do homesteading. I'm still learning about their channel and everything that they do. They are at 397 friends. We can easily push them to 400 or 450 and maybe even 500. And Janet Homestead, Where You Are, another homesteading channel. We have a lot of homesteaders here, and we love Miss Janet. She's very, very supportive also. And I will continue to watch her channel because I learn things from her that I don't know. Like so many other channels here, I learn from everybody. She has 813 friends, so we want to push her to 900 or possibly to the 1K. She's getting very close. Our Home, Our Life, another great channel. It's they're at 907 friends, y'all. They're going to be at 1K before we know it. We can blink our eyes and know that they're going to get there. Great, great people. Barb's Country Home, another homesteading channel. She is 872 friends. And again, we're going to blink our eyes and they're going to be at 1K. Littlefoot Ranch, you said, sorry, my dogs are loud, lots of laughs. I didn't hear it. Jerry Rigs It is a new channel, and I don't know much about it, but I guarantee you're going to like what you find on his channel. I think it has to do with tinkering, with putting things together or working on items, things like that. And they're at 124 friends, and we can easily push them up to 200. Welcome in, Joy Blessed Life. We're so glad that you're here. Joy is a great channel, and Storytime Donnie and Team Jesus Ministries. They're all three channels done by Joy and Donnie, and they're all great channels, y'all. I always got to plug them because Joy is also one of my moderators, and I'm so very appreciative of my moderators. The last channel that I'm going to shout out is Michelle Crochets in Kansas, and everything on her channel is about crochet, and she has some disabilities like I do and like Handicapped Traveler does. She has 654 friends, and we can easily push this sweet lady to 700 and beyond. The last channel that I'm going to shout out is my own channel. Before I do, though, Jerry says, life on the homestead, fixing stuff and vlogs. Okay, thank you, Jerry, because I was not real clear on what all your channel did. I've only just started to taste some of your content. My channel update is, as of this morning, I had 811 friends. My watch hours were 2583.2, and I have increased my watch hours by 107.1 watch hours. Woohoo! I'm so happy, and I appreciate everyone that has been doing the watch hour list for me. Oh, I'm going to lose my voice. I've been talking so much. Yes, Michelle does have a great devotional every morning. Thank you, Mary Love. I appreciate that. I am working so hard to get to that point, and we're all on this journey together, and I love all my small channel community. I never plan on giving up on the small channels ever. I don't care how big I get or how small I stay. I'm going to continue to do what I do as long as the good Lord allows me to do it. And with that said, we're going to move on to our topic of the day, which is the heart health and bad cholesterol. Now, y'all, we all have things in our diet that are not good for us that we love. I love butter. Butter is not good for the heart. There are so many things that are not good for us. So I've picked out 3 of my books that I go to. I have several health books that I go to, but this first one is Superfoods for Seniors. And I have marked in the book, a matter of fact, this is put out by the editors of FC&A Medical Publishing. And I'm going to give you the copyright on it, if I can find it. It was copyrighted in 2006, so the information may have changed, but they did put a verse in here. It says, without faith, it is impossible to please him, for he who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is the rewarder of those who seek him. Hebrews 11:6. So I'm taking it that they are a Christian company also. Okay, cholesterol. This book goes through and explains the 2 types of lipoproteins. The low density lipoprotein, which is the LDL, and the high density lipoprotein, which is the HDL. And the LDL is the one that gives cholesterol a bad name. It's the bad, bad cholesterol. It deposits on the walls of your arteries, and that causes hardening of the arteries. Is a word that they used to use, but it's plaque on your arteries. And it narrows your arteries, and it can make it hard for your heart to pump blood through them. If a blood clot forms, it can block the flow completely and cause a heart attack or a stroke. And y'all know I have a fast clotting disorder, and I'm thinking seriously that it's because of the cholesterol. HDL, on the other hand, travels away from your arteries to your liver, and eventually it flushes out all your body, flushed out your body. This is good cholesterol, actually protects you from heart disease and stroke. So, yeah, beans would be good. Ham hocks, not so much. Okay, some of the things in this book that is really good for your heart is almonds. They're loaded with monosaturated fat, a type of fat that lowers your blood cholesterol. And it does this by slashing the bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol. They suggest about a quarter cup a day of almonds, raw almonds. Roast chestnuts any time of year. Matter of fact, most nuts, walnuts, pecans, most nuts are good for the HDL cholesterol and bad for it's good for lowering that LDL. Artichokes. Now, I'm not a fan of artichokes, but it has lutein, a compound in the leaves that prevent new cholesterol from forming in your liver. So guess what? I'm going to learn to like some artichokes. Apples. Apples are full of pectin. They're natural and safe, and they can lower your cholesterol. And I used to eat a lot of apples, and for whatever reason, I have stopped eating apples. So I need to get back to eating apples. Grains like barley, brown rice, couscous, long grain rice, none of which is good for diabetics. Black beans are really good for flushing out cholesterol, but any kind of beans would be good. Navy beans, they mentioned navy beans and kidney beans as well. Thank you, Teresa. I didn't know sweet potatoes are excellent for controlling sugar glucose. That's good to know because they also changed one of my diabetic medicines. Littlefoot Ranch, you need to do a video on that Greek salad so I can learn how to do it. Or you can email me the recipe. That would be great. My email is underneath in the description box of this video. It's also on my About page. Yeah, Joy, eating an apple between meals does keep the cravings down. That's really a good point. And it talks about preventing gallstones with peaches. Gallstones are masses of cholesterol that form in the gallbladder or the bile ducts. And they also contain vitamin E, a nutrient that helps prevent gallstones from developing. Peaches are also on the list of foods researchers found cause no pain in people with gallstones. And it says to watch out for turmeric and curry. And I do eat turmeric, and I did not know this about that. Turmeric can aggravate a gallstone or other blockage in the bile duct. It goes the same for pure turmeric spice. Avoid it if you're taking blood thinner medications such as Coumadin, warfarin, or NSAIDs, or if you have bleeding problems. The curcumin and turmeric adds to the effect of these medicines, so you want to be careful when you're taking turmeric or curry. Sprinkle on the wheat germ. It also fights the bad LDL, and it contains vitamin E, which is very good at fighting the LDL, and it keeps the LDL from oxidizing and turning into a sticky plaque in your arteries. So you want to try to do that. Hey, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, welcome in. Welcome in. Anybody else that I missed? I'm sorry. I get your name on my list. And I'm reading y'all, so I may not be catching all your comments. I may have to go back and look at the comments. And Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, I shouted you out just a few minutes ago. Flaxseed. Flaxseed is very good for you. I will tell you, it will make you gassy if you eat it, a lot of it. But it protects against high cholesterol, high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, and cancer. And it is a source of omega-3 fatty acids, which we know is good for you. So you may want to try to do that. And flaxseed oil and olive oil are very popular. And they both have a ability to lower the cholesterol. Ginger. And I just bought some ginger root, y'all, that I'm going to try to grow. So it's very good for you, and it has phytochemicals like gingerol and sugarol to fight, and I can't even pronounce the word. It starts with an A, and it's a chlorosis, like a cirrhosis. A 1-inch chunk of fresh ginger every day can lower the LDL cholesterol, reduce triglycerides, and prevents LDL oxidation. Studies have shown that ginger also prevents blood from clotting in your arteries. So I need to be eating more ginger for sure. And I want to give a disclaimer here too, that I am not a medical professional. I am just a regular person that is seeking answers that I'm not getting from my doctors. So, you know, when we can't get the answers from our doctors and we want to be healthy, we have to go looking for ourselves. So y'all keep that in mind. Handicapped Traveler said, I always like Marianne better than Ginger. Garlic can help cut down on the buildup in your arteries by lowering the LDL cholesterol. So they suggest eating fresh garlic, not the cooked garlic, but fresh garlic. And whole garlic, you can actually take a garlic clove and a glass of water and swallow it whole. You may be belching the rest of the day, but you'll have that garlic. Or you can buy the garlic pills, which I don't think work as well. And you'll keep the vampires away. Grape juice. Drinking 2 glasses of the dark purple grape juice a day is a great way to rejuvenate your veins and arteries and having you feel brand new. So we need to get some grape juice. Resveratrol, also found in the skin, thwarts inflammation and blood clots. Meanwhile, the procyanidins in the seeds will help keep the blood vessels relaxed and exert antioxidant powers of their own. So I need to drink more grape juice. I use grapeseed oil. I need to get and start eating some of those grape seeds because that's really good. And Littlefoot Ranch says, I make garlic capsules from fresh garlic. Yeah. Yeah, dark grapes are high in natural sugar, but you know what? Natural sugar is different than the processed white sugar that we get, and our body takes it in differently. Mushrooms. There's a fungus among us. It's a good source of chromium, a mineral which acts like an antioxidant, and it raises the good HDL levels. For those of you that don't like mushrooms, but your cholesterol's out of whack, you might want to eat a mushroom. Honey. A recent study found that eating honey might reduce cholesterol levels just after a couple of weeks. People who took honey solution every day for 15 days experienced a 7% drop in the LDL cholesterol and a 2% rise in good HDL cholesterol. Honey is a good source of dietary antioxidants, which may be the key. Now, honey is a sugar, and diabetics, you have to be careful with the carbs from sugars. But if it's taken right, it's going to help you. Dark chocolate, and it has an antioxidant called polyphenols. Chocolate has as many polyphenols as a glass of red wine. And it says tomato sauce. Yeah, if you have to watch your potassium, you need to be careful with the mushrooms. You're correct. Corner Clubhouse, honey and garlic. Yeah, and I'm doing a honey and red onion for cough, which works really well. But doing it with the garlic would be great too. Lycopene is found in the cooked tomatoes. It's more prevalent in your cooked tomatoes. So it will help lower your chances of clogged arteries. So eat that spaghetti. Eat that pasta. Oatmeal. Oatmeal is really good for you. I'm reading down here. It contains beta-glucan, and it can lower your risk of cardiovascular disease. And it also includes bran cereals. Catch a fish for dinner. Of course, that's the omega-3 fatty acids, and I am not a big fish eater. That's probably why I have high cholesterol, and omega-3 will reduce your triglycerides, so that will help you. Then it thins your blood so it can flow better. And yogurt. And fermented milk is very good for your arteries and your heart. It says it will give a modest effect, so you want to make sure that you're getting a yogurt that's got live active cultures in it. So, I mean, I've got a few more pages to go in this book, but I just touched on the things that they said was good for you. So this is Superfoods for Seniors. This one is Prevention, Natural Healing Guide, 199 herbal cures that work. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, Greek yogurt is the best. If you can make homemade yogurt with raw milk, that's even better. And the dark chocolate is wonderful, Jamie. I take a tablespoon of dark chocolate at least once a day. But this was published in 2000. It's a little bit older book that I came across, but it says that the phytonutrients is the large one, and each member of the family work differently. And it talks about how phytonutrients protect plants from the natural predators, insects, bacteria, viruses, and the like. And amazingly, when humans eat the plants that contain phytonutrients, they protect us too. So look at the types of food that you're eating. Phytonutrients can quite literally save your life. The antioxidant powers of phytonutrients will help stop the free electrons that are damaging your cells and neutralizing them. So that's something that this book was talking about. And on this page, I marked a few things. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. Aleuic sulfides, which is the onions and garlic, it raises the HDL cholesterol and lowers the triglycerides and prevents heart disease, stimulates enzymes that promote or that suppress tumor growth. So it is also good for cancer patients. Flavonoids, onions, kales, endive, citrus fruits, apples, broccoli, cranberries, red wine, and grape juice act as antioxidants to prevent blood clots and heart disease. Yes, the darkest chocolate you can stand is good for diabetes as well, Teresa. That's absolutely correct. And my heart doctor was the one that said, yes, eat that dark chocolate. Yes, we're talking about being healthy. Hey, Mennonite Farmhouse, welcome in, my friend. Miss Leanne, I'm waiting to get over to that new video that you released. I need to get over there and watch that. Her husband made a tool, y'all, for canning, and I'm hoping that he will go and register this thing so we can have it in stores and we can buy it because it looked like a great tool to have. So make sure he does that, Leanne. He needs to do that. He needs to get it registered and everything. Saponins are soybeans, chickpeas, spinach, tomatoes, potatoes, nuts, and oats. I marked that one because they bind with and flush out cholesterol, stimulate immunity, prevent heart disease, and certain cancers. So those were the things that I was looking at in this book, The Natural Healing Guide, 2,199 Herbal Cures That Work. And this book is just chock full of information. One thing I noticed from book to book is the majority of the information is the same. Hey, Carpenters Self-Reliance, welcome in, welcome in. And Marta C, welcome in. I need to get y'all's name on my list. And I mentioned carp a while ago in my shout out. Martisa C. My latest video isn't diabetic friendly. Leanne, you're funny. A lot of your videos are not diabetic friendly, honey. But this is another go-to book. And the last one is a big book, and it's updated quite often. It's the Prescription for Natural Healing, and it is very thick. And I marked a couple places in this book. This edition was the 5th edition, and see if I can find the copyright. It was copyrighted in 2010, and I know that there is new books since this one came out. And let me write down these names. I see more people coming in. My nose is still itching. Learning to Grow My Own is very new here. Welcome in. Welcome in. And palettes, pouts, perfumes, and panning, welcome in. So glad that you're here. Joy said, I had a viewer commented that I needed to reduce the sugar carbs content of that recipe. Lots of laugh. I almost told her where to go. Well, my doctor told me no red meat, no pork, no sausage, no bacon. And I said, well, what am I supposed to eat? Because the prices in the grocery store is killing us, literally killing us. Thank God for a meat farmer that we go to that raises all organic meats. I'm not buying anything in the store. Teresa, you're very true. Any natural remedies books that you had better grab them while you can, since they are illegal now. Yes, absolutely. And this book, my first one went to a friend of mine, and she couldn't find it. She couldn't find it. So finally I went and bought a new one. Littlefoot Ranch says, Dr. Neil Bernard has wonderful books and information on diabetes, and Dr. Caldwell Esselstein has wonderful information on heart health. That's two good names for me to try to remember. Okay, getting into this book, and I'm going to try to read because I'm losing my light here. And it was talking about niacin, and I have problems with niacin with the flush and the feeling of bugs crawling all over you. So it's really hard for me to take niacin. It says a flush, usually harmless, may occur when you take niacin supplement. You might develop a red rash on your skin, and tingling sensation may be experienced as well. Usually these symptoms only last a few minutes. There are two forms of this vitamin: niacin, or nicotinic acid, and niacinamide. In the form of niacinamide, it does not cause a flushing. However, niacinamide does not have the same properties as niacin. Specifically, it is not effective for lowering blood cholesterol. And see, niacinamide is the one that I look for. Welcome in, Team Jesus Ministries. Welcome you in. Taking high doses of special extended release niacin for cholesterol control is relatively recent phenomenon, and intent is to lower the intensity of the lipoproteins. I can't talk today. The LDL, or bad cholesterol, raise the levels of high density, or the HDL, the good cholesterol, and to reduce the triglyceride levels. This type of niacin is not dietary niacin. The product called Niaspan, produced by Abbott Laboratories, is an extended release type of niacin approved for cholesterol control. So, y'all, I have trouble with niacin. So that one was kind of a no-go for me. Now, this book has several pages on high cholesterol, but it does recommend chromium picolinate, and I can't say that word right either, 400 to 600 milligrams daily, reduces the cholesterol levels, improves the HDL to LDL ratio. And fiber, oat bran or guar gum, and I put a note in here, chia seeds, helps reduce cholesterol. Garlic, of course, lecithin granules, lowers cholesterol, a fat emulsifier. And there's two types that I know of. One of them is soy lecithin, and let's see if I can get that in the camera, sunflower lecithin. So if you're having trouble with cholesterol, you might want to add lecithin to your diet. It goes through the vitamin A, the B complex, the vitamin C, which I'm taking vitamin C. I take B complex also. Which way do I got to go? There we go. This is 1,000 milligrams. I take that. And coenzyme Q10, which I'm not taking. I might need to think about it. Improves the circulation, which I definitely need help with. To streamline metabolism, process fats, remove toxins from the body, and boost the immune system. So CoQ10 is something I need to get. Cayenne pepper, golden seal, and hawthorn berries help lower cholesterol, but you don't want to take golden seal internally daily for more than a week at a time, and you have to be really careful with golden seal because it can cause a reaction to ragweed, or if you have a history of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or glaucoma. You need to be under doctor's supervision if you're taking that. Cinnamon. I love my cinnamon, and I'm adding it to everything I can. It's shown to lower cholesterol, but it also helps lower or control your sugar, your diabetes. Apples, bananas, carrots, cold water fish, dry beans, garlic, grapefruit, oats, olive oil, salmon, strawberries, and walnuts. Strawberries in particular were shown to reduce damage from oxidation from the LDL cholesterol, thereby lowering the risk for heart disease. Yes, hawthorn will lower your blood pressure, so you have to be careful with that. My dog is so well behaved. She's just being good right now. It says to drink fresh juices, especially carrot, celery, and beet juices. Carrot juice helps to flush out fat from the bile in the liver and helps to lower cholesterol. I said go on a fast, a spirulina fast with carrot and celery juice or lemon and steamed distilled water. And do not eat nuts except for raw and salted pecans, walnuts, and almonds. Almonds are rich in amino acid arginine and were found in a study to cut cholesterol levels by 16 points over a 4-week period. And there's so much more. I mean, y'all, it suggests getting out in the sunlight. Well, who couldn't use more sunlight? It says use pure virgin olive oil. Your meat and your dairy products are your primary source of dietary cholesterol. Grains, vegetables, and fruits are free of cholesterol. And large amounts of coffee can elevate blood cholesterol levels. Well, I don't even drink coffee. So that one was out for me. And you also have to be careful because certain drugs can worsen your cholesterol levels. Beta blockers is one of them. And I think that's all that I really have wanted to hit on. Of course, I'm still reading and studying, y'all. This is not a complete list of anything. But I was so impressed, with small things that I can do to change my diet, to try to improved my health. And one thing, because I don't eat a lot of fish, I take fish oil, and I take 4,000 milligrams of fish oil a day. Hey, Candy Dudette, welcome in, welcome in. Anybody else that I missed, I apologize because I was running my mouth. But we'll try to get everybody's name on my list so we can go back and watch videos. And Candy Dudette, you were mentioned in my shout outs a little while ago. Well, at this time, anybody that would like to come up and be on panel, you have to be a channel that I recognize. You have to show your face. Now, once you get past showing me your face, if you want to put a little icon up there because you're not dressed properly or whatever, that's fine. But I want you to understand that the reason I do this is to keep spammers from coming up. And nobody wants to see naked booties or anything else going on. So I'm going to go check something over here real quick while I'm talking to you, and then we'll find out if anybody wants to come up. Because I have a code that came up on my SwagBucks. SwagBucks is a free program, y'all. You can earn points. I do it with just the swag code, and you can earn gift cards. So it's a great little gimmick to get a little extra cash when you need it. Get out of there. Don't need there. There I am. Here I am. I'm back. Yes, absolutely no streaking on my lives. I do not appreciate that. Don't want to see it. Only God needs to know what your birthday suit looks like. You and God. Littlefoot Ranch says, I have too many dogs that like to sing the song of their people all the time. Yes, I understand that. And normally mine are barking at leaves blowing in the wind. And I'm just going to scan back up here and see if I missed anybody coming in. I don't think I did. Okay. I didn't. So that's good. I'm going to drop the link because I didn't have time to pin it this afternoon. And if anybody would like to come up on panel, you're more than welcome to. I do want to tell y'all, I said it at the beginning, but last week I had some foreigner overseas in an Asian country do a copyright claim on my video. Now, copyright claims are different than copyright strikes. And the music that was being played, Alfonso plays public domain music. And so I went to YouTube and I put in there that all the music on this live was public domain and it is not owned by anyone. No individual owns it. And that they needed to remove that copyright claim because even though it isn't a strike against me, it can affect the watch hours, I do believe. So they did remove it, thankfully. So if Alfonso comes on and he wants to play his music and I have to go through this 100 times, we'll continue to do that. But I didn't want the strike to interfere with my watch hours. Thank you. And I don't know which palettes, pouts, perfumes, and painting I'm talking to. Is it the mama or the daughter? Yes, I'm very serious, Jamie. It was a foreign person. And thankfully, YouTube was gracious and did remove that. So I was so thankful for that. Yes, and all the music that I use on any of my videos are copyright free. And I won't use anybody's music unless I have public permission from them. I have to have it in writing to use their music. And that's why you'll see at the end of every one of my videos that I put the name of the song and who the artists are that's playing the song, and that it is YouTube free music. So now on my lives, I am putting that disclaimer on there also. Thank you so much for that, Littlefoot Ranch and Dan at Handicapped Traveler. Yes. Okay, Tracy. I was going to call you Teresa, and I knew your name wasn't Teresa. I said, I know her name. How are you doing, Tracy? Because I know you were having some health issues. Yeah, Teresa, you had to fight Canva over the same crap, even though I had paid for it. Yeah, you have to just do all you can to protect yourself. Thank you, Papa's Kitchen, for coming in. I do appreciate you too, my friend. And yes, Team Jesus, the music store guy told me a lot of American music is being purchased by China and copyrighted. Yeah, but they don't own the copyright to it. It is public domain, so they cannot put a copyright claim on anything. And that was my point. You can't purchase something that was created in 1866 from the original author. I gotta get you on here. Oh, my goodness. Well, Teresa, how are you? Tracy, how are you doing? Because I know you had some health issues a while back, and I had not seen you in a while. And I wanted to make sure everything is going okay with you, because you have been on my mind and in my prayers, even though I don't remember names. I'm real bad with names. Y'all give me a number and I remember numbers, but I don't remember names. Hey, the other side of the boat, welcome in. I appreciate everybody that comes through my lives. I really and truly do. Y'all, I am changing how I'm doing things. Oh, no, you're still suffering from that? I am so sorry, honey. I'm going to continue to pray for you because I know that's awful. That Cavovo is just awful. Tracy had a reaction to Cavovo or to the vaccine. I'm not sure which one, but she's having a lot of problems. Thank you, Dan, for coming in. And yes, take care of our lovely little Lucy. We love that little dog. I love all dogs. My daughter sent me a picture of a Great Dane. She says, Mother, this dog needs a home. And I'm like, baby, I can't take another one. I wish I could. And I don't want a Great Dane because they can reach the countertop. And I can't handle that. But if my yard had been fenced in and we could afford the food to feed this animal, it was gorgeous, I would have taken it in a heartbeat. Well, nobody's coming up to talk on my panel. You don't want to talk about your channel? Usnea tincture or tea will work wonders. Are you talking to Tracy? Teresa? Jamie, shame on you. Sausage, egg, and cheese burritos? Yum, yum. Doctor told me no sausage. Y'all, sausage and bacon, if you buy it in the store, contains nitrates. Nitrates are not good for your body. Thankfully, I talked to the guy that we buy our meat from. You know, it's a direct source, and they do not put nitrates into their sausage or their bacon. So I was excited about that, to know that we're eating healthier, even though my doctor told me no sausage, no bacon, no pork, no beef. Littlefoot said, I just had chips and salsa. We actually had tacos last night with homemade salsa. Yeah, make your own at home and leave out the nitrates. Well, I'm buying it from the guy that produces all this meat, and he told me he does not use any kind of nitrates in it, any kind of preservatives. It's purely the meat and the seasonings that they put in it. And I was asking him because I make homemade chorizo, and I wanted to know if they had the pork fat, the rendering, or the, what do you call it? The lard that comes off of a pork to put into the chorizo, which is also another thing you're not supposed to have because, it builds up in your body. But you got to have it for sausage, and you have to have some in your ground meats and stuff like that. And chorizo is a ground meat, so I need it. I need the fat to add to it. And I don't want the rendered fat. I want the natural fat. Yes, too many people have gotten away from scratch cooking. Absolutely. And it's making people sick. You're absolutely right, Teresa. Jimmy Dean is one of my favorite sausages. Of course, he was a great singer too. But now I'm going to have to look for alternatives to my meat, which I can make bean patties. I've made them before. But, you get tired of the same old stuff all the time. And who can afford chicken in the store? I can't afford chicken in the store. Of course, we've got a freezer full of whole chickens that we processed. And I told my husband, I said, we need to get them out. I need to get all these pin feathers singed off of them that I couldn't get off. And I need to process these and put them in jars and get them out of my freezer. Absolutely, Teresa. My grandparents lived into their 90s, and they ate all kinds of meat. They ate fat and everything, the rendered fat and everything they cooked. Because I don't remember my grandmother ever going and buying vegetable shortening. It was lard or it was tallow. And they had butter on the table every day. So there's a lot of things that's going on. It's environmental. It's all the sprays that they're putting on our food, out in the fields when we're buying mass-produced food. We don't know what chemicals they have sprayed on our food. It is the preservatives that they're putting in food. I mean, it's just it's a hodgepodge of stuff going on that we really need to investigate. And they use big words on the label, so you don't know what you're getting. So we need to start looking up these big words and finding out what they are. And we need to be looking more for organic, natural sources of food and going back to more of a raw diet. When I say raw diet, I don't mean go out and eat a raw burger. But I mean to know the source of your food and know that there's no preservatives or GMOs or hormones or any of that stuff in your food. We're even looking at creating our own chicken feed. And y'all, I'm doing the same thing I did last week. I'm getting a stuffy nose. So hang on just a moment. I'll be right back with you. I'm going to continue to talk. I'm just going across the room. But anyway, this won't take but a moment. I'm back. Did you miss me? I love that picture of me. One day I will have teeth that look right and a body that looks right. I may be in the grave by then, but you know. Hey, the Jewish Redneck Prepper. I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for coming in, Littlefoot Ranch. I appreciate your time with us. So, I'm going to really be looking at my diet. And y'all, this is a burr in my backside because I have a clotting disorder, which means no vitamin K foods or limited vitamin K foods because my body produces too many blood clots too quickly. They went to draw my blood and they got it in the tube, and it was about 6 inches in the tube, and it wouldn't go any further. And I told her, I said, well, give me a glass of water and we'll try it again in a few minutes. So drank the glass of water down, came back in, and I had already drank a quart of water before going. And she was able to get 1.5 tubes. She says, well, hopefully this is enough to do the cholesterol on the second tube. So, yeah, it was enough. They got the cholesterol. But can't have the vitamin K foods, which is cabbage and spinach and things like that I love. Salads, you know, things that are healthy for you. Can't have it. Have to watch what I'm eating all the time. Diabetes, you can't have high carbs. You can't have your potatoes, your rice, your sugar, you know, things like that. So every time we get a quote unquote disease, and they're taking away food items that you can have. So now with the cholesterol, I'm learning more about what I need to be eating, because if I look at what I can't have, I'm going to be sad. Just going to be sad. Teresa says, I look just like I'm supposed to and happy with it. Well, honey, I'm happy too, but I would love to have this fixed. This is from having problems with calcium and autoimmune and an ex-husband that liked to hit me in the face. Thankfully, I'm working on that. Feel like I got a hair on my tongue. Anyway, we're bombarded. You know, if you got X wrong with you, then you can't have X, X, and X. And they go down a list and they tell you everything that you can't have, instead of telling you, well, if you change from this to this, it will help your body. And our medical community really do not want us to get well. Well, Teresa, I'm not too far behind you, honey. I still have most of my teeth, but they are crumbling and falling apart, and they just look awful. Anyway, yeah, we will starve ourselves if we listen to them. That's why when the doctor says, well, she wants you to cut down, you know, cut back on the red meat and the pork and the sausage and the bacon. And I said, lady, I said, those are the only things cheap in the grocery store. You know, chicken is not cheap anymore because they had the so-called bird flu. Yeah, there's no cures. They only treat symptoms. And yes, Teresa, because if they make us well, they lose a customer. That's so true. And they are being bought by, you know, the big companies and that three-letter government company that is over our food and our drugs. I'm not going to say names, but y'all, we have to do for ourselves. We have to make a way to make ourselves healthy and keep ourselves healthy. And I am 60 years old, and I'm telling you that The boxed foods that you buy in the grocery store, those ready-made meals and stuff, are not healthy. And we need to find alternatives that will be healthier for us in the long run. Because I'd like to be around at least until my grandsons get married, maybe see a great-grandchild. But the way the world's looking, I may be taken in the rapture before too long, or God will just call me home, one or the other. But we are in a time frame, and it's not just in this country, but we're seeing it worldwide, where people are going hungry because they have pretty much destroyed our food sources with this genetically modified garbage that they've been feeding us. Teresa, you're right. She does a lot of medicinals, and she does it because she wants people to be able to heal themselves. And y'all, I love watching Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. I learn something every time I watch her channel. I say this about everybody's channel, but I truly do learn a lot from Teresa because she has a lot of knowledge, and she doesn't sugarcoat it. And I'm trying not to sugarcoat anything. I want y'all to understand that your health is so, so important and valuable, and that our body has a natural ability or a natural immunity system that if we feed it properly, it works properly. And unfortunately, mine is compromised. Hey, storyteller Donnie, welcome in. And I keep twisting my pen and losing my pen, where you write with. Anyway, I would love to see this channel hit 50 likes on a live. So y'all make sure you go out and tell all your friends to come over and visit me when I do my lives. I do them every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I rarely will do them on another day unless someone wants to come on, and that's the only day that they have available. I don't do lives at night because I'm home with my husband, and I feel like family has to come first, and especially him. He's the breadwinner in our home, so he has to come in. He has to come first for me. Yeah, Teresa, I know it's going to be really hard going forth, and you're going to have to find words to use to get around their algorithms and the nonsense that we're all facing, because I know even with things that I'm putting out, one day it may become illegal too. Joy made a statement. Are you on Odyssey or Rumble at Always Gardening and Prepping? I don't know about Odyssey, but I do know Rumble. So that might be an option. And y'all, it's getting harder and harder for, the naturalist to be able to do what they do. And for all of us. Hi, Tiny Farms Nuggets. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. So anyway, we have to be careful the way we word things. And even with, buses backwards. When I bus someone, spell it backwards. You know what I'm talking about? I call it friends. Because I consider y'all my friends. MB Heritage Farms told you about Odyssey. I haven't heard of that one, so I'll have to check that one out. The Fonz is here. Thumbs up. Thank you. Well, I'm glad the Fonz is in the house. Hey. Well, y'all, I'm running out of things to say. If anybody wants to come up and be on panel and talk about your channel, I will drop the link. And if not, we're going to close out this live in about 5 minutes. And I really and truly appreciate each and every one of you that have come here. I am working on getting stuff together for my 1K giveaway. I'm hoping it's going to be a big bash. I do know that I'm going to make a couple of aprons and put in there. I've done some pot scrubbers for the kitchen. Some little pot holders or trivets, whichever one you want to call it. Hush. You can quickly transfer all your videos, hush, to Odyssey by joining by a click of a button. That's good to know. I'm going to write down Odyssey because I have to check that out. Hey, Janice Urfer. Welcome in, my friend. I think you're new here. I haven't seen you before. Get them, killer. Well, I know my neighbors aren't home. It's more than likely the postman. Is Odyssey an app or is it a website? Okay, so Odyssey sends all the YouTube videos over to Odyssey once you join and connect. Okay, so we'll check that out. Yeah, I do have a Rumble, but I don't put anything on Rumble. You know, I have a hard time keeping up with YouTube, let alone anything else. Things around here are we're trying to get things done that need to get done. We have really had to push things back for over a year now. The end of this month will be 1 year since I contracted the P.O.Box and had pneumonia from it and was hospitalized. So I'm still in the process. My body's still recovering because every day I find something new. Okay. You get paid for likes or pluses. Okay. Gotcha. So, you know, I immediately, when I had P.O.Box, I immediately told my husband, go get me B-complex. And I started taking it, and he was sneaking it to me in the hospital because they don't want you taking anything outside, you know. So I was taking it every day, and I actually regained my strength rather quickly because of that. So I tell everybody, get that B-complex, and I have not stopped it. I am doing a honey and red onion mix. It's a refrigerator mix, and it is for the cough, and it is helping me. It contains quercetin, which is really good for you. And I'm thinking seriously about doing another one with garlic because I do have fresh garlic here. Yeah, thankfully so, Teresa. Yeah, the B complex vitamins are really good for you. With all my autoimmune, I get real weak. I'll get brain fog and all that stuff. And I noticed that once I started the B complex, that most of those symptoms went away. So that really helped. The soy lecithin, it's not the one I have here. This is sunflower lecithin. I was actually told by a pharmacist many years ago to start taking it when I was in college because I was struggling with my memory. I was 28 years old when I started college. So I had been out of school for 10 years. And I started taking the soy lecithin, And my grade average went from a C to an A plus just from that. So it really helps the brain. So I'm assuming that this lecithin does the same thing. But who knew that sunflowers had lecithin in it? And y'all, your meat is where you get your collagen from. And so when they tell you to cut back on your meat, what are they telling you? Cut back on the collagen. You know, I trim my meat. I still trim the fat off the meat. I still leave a little layer on some things, but I trim it. And Candy Dudette Watson says, dehydrating cranberries right now to make some winter tea mixes. Next is the apples. Oh, the yummy. Candy, you need to put out videos on this. That would be great videos, especially when you do your winter tea mixes. That's something I'm interested in. I know that Teresa has some tea mixes on her channel too. At Always Gardening and Prepping, or Prepping and Gardening. I'm also dyslexic, y'all. I'll say things backwards and write things backwards and read backwards and upside down. Unflavored gelatin capsules, yes. Okay, Candy says, I got it from Old Ways. Well, I'm sure she's not going to mind you sharing. Sharing is caring. You can always say, I got this recipe from, and I'm trying it out. So you're giving her credit for it, and you're getting a video for it. If somebody wants to use some of my stuff, all you got to do is mention my name. I got it from, and I'm happy. I thought I'd try this. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch did this on their video, and so I wanted to try it out for myself. We all use each other's things, whether we realize it or not. I just try to make sure I acknowledge the person I get it from. That's what it's all about. We are learning together. Well, y'all, nobody has come up. Before I close out, does anybody have a prayer request that we can pray over? Candy, Dudette, you got elderberries from Amazon, though, because you couldn't get access to fresh. I understand that. If I had known our Amish store has the dried cranberry, the dried elderberries, and I could have picked up some and put them in the mail. Jamie, I will pray for your son. I'm going to write down a list of prayer requests. I know that Teresa is another great prayer partner to have, and we will pray. Is there anything specifically that we need to pray for? And if it's unspoken, just put unspoken. We'll understand. God knows before we do. Teresa says you're going to love those teas, Candy. Okay. Fighting the big C. Dear Heavenly Father, right now I just lift up Jamie's son. You know him, Lord. And we ask you to cure him. Cleanse his body from the top of his head to the soles of his feet and everything in between, Lord. Remove any tumors that is in his body. Allow those tumors to die out. And amaze the doctors and the nurses, Lord, at his healing. We know that by your stripes that Jamie's son will be healed. In Jesus' name, amen. Welcome in Mary Coca Pocahontas, the plug's daughter. Welcome in. Get back over here so I can get your name on here. You're new to my channel too. Yes, ma'am, you did come right in on time for the prayer. Thank you so much. And I appreciate Jamie for trusting me to pray for her son. It really does touch my heart when I'm able to pray for others. And, I try to, when somebody approaches me and they say, I need prayer, I try not to put it off, because I know if I put it off, I forget. And so when somebody approaches me, I try to pray immediately for that person. Or I try to write it down. If I'm not able to pray immediately, I try to write the name down so that I can pray and pray earnestly for someone. I appreciate you coming in, Mary. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope that you will become my channel friend. There are several channels listed in the description box below that you can click on any of them, and you can go and check out all the wonderful channels that I shouted out today. Jamie, I appreciate you so much, honey, and I give you a big cyber hug. Cancer is such a hard thing to go through. We lost my husband's sister at age 42. We lost my foster dad and so many other family members, and it's just a really hard thing to deal with. I hear a furry friend. Yes, I have a kitty cat. He's locked in the bedroom so that my two fur babies out here can run in and out the door. The cat has a neurological condition. He cannot go outside anymore. So, yeah, that's awful young, Jamie. Awful young. Mary is battling lupus. Well, Mary, I'm with you there. I've got lupus also. I've got 2 types, I believe. But I am going to stop right now, and we're going to pray for you, Mary, that God will heal us, or you and me, or anybody else that has this disease. Dear Heavenly Father, right now I lift up Mary and I ask you to heal her body of lupus, Father. You know that this autoimmune disease is not caused by anything natural, and we know it, Father, and we just ask you right now in the name of Jesus to touch her from the top of her head to the soles of her feet, and every organ that might be affected by lupus, Father, that she will be completely and fully healed by the power of Jesus' blood. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I don't agree with it every day. I take my meds. I tell it it's trespassing. Exactly. I have a lot of autoimmune diseases, and I can tell you they are trespassing. So, yes, I do agree with that. Is there anybody else out there that would like to be prayed for? My prayers are usually very short and to the point. I don't spend a whole lot of time praying because I think God knows before we even utter the words, but he still wants to hear us request through prayer. And it's communication with God. Before I shut down for the evening, and I just want to tell everybody out there that if you do not know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, today is the day. Don't wait another minute. Don't waste any time. God sent his only begotten Son to save us. And I can tell you from personal experience that he changes your life. He changes it for the better. And even though we still go through trials and tribulations, he never leaves or forsakes us. I believe the Bible from the beginning to the end and everything in the middle, that it is the truth. It's the Word of God. How 66 books got written over how many thousands of years, I'll never understand. And it's congruent from beginning to end. And it all tells the story of a sinner being saved by grace, by the grace of God. Yes, I believe in blunt praying. Hush. They're barking at the cat. Sometimes all we need to say is the name of Jesus. That's absolutely correct, because there is power in the name of Jesus. The Bible tells us clearly that it is by his name that we go to the Father. Well, I've been on here for almost 2 hours. I'm going to close this out. No one is coming up on panel today, which is fine, but I really do love it when everyone wants to be on panel. Maybe next week. But until then, I'm going to be going to your channels. I've got a whole list here, y'all. Look at all the names. Look at all these names on this list. And I appreciate each and every one of you for coming and for being a channel friend to me. Y'all, you can always reach out to me through my email and let me know that you need prayer. And know that I will pray. I am a prayer person. Very God-centered. Thank you again, and may God bless you and keep you. And y'all have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. Until next time, y'all. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Jamie, go get some rest. Candy, don't work too hard. All right, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.